My name is Linda with TWC Pilates, and you might be curious about what Pilates is and what the difference is between Pilates mat work and this dedicated Pilates equipment. So here I'm sitting on one of the pieces that was developed by Joseph Pilates called a reformer tower. So what we have is on the wooden frame is what we call a reformer machine, and then just standing off to the back is what's called a tower machine. Pilates equipment is all spring loaded, which means we're working with what we call a variable resistance. So when we're working with springs, what we're doing is utilizing the tension in both directions. So if I pull on the spring, the tension gets stronger. And as I return, I want to control with return as the tension gets lighter. And this is actually the way our muscles activate and contract. So it makes using the spring-loaded tension a really natural way for our body and our muscles and our joints to develop both strength and mobility at the same time. So Pilates is an exercise or movement system that both strengthens and stretches and provides mobility and control to all of the movements that you do. The reformer machine can be done lying down. This is one of the main pieces of equipment that we use, but you can lie down on the reformer, and depending on the tension, we could do some lovely leg strengthening exercises. This is actually part of a series called footwork, where I'm using my legs to push the tension of the springs, but I'm also working my feet. As I pull my feet back and hold that tension, I'm activating the muscles in the top of my feet in front of my shins, which helps with walking and running. I'm also having to activate my abdominals to help keep my spine in this nice stable position while my legs push against the load. What is brilliant about this is that as I'm lying on my back and strengthening my legs, I'm actually taking the compression of gravity off my joints. So if you have knee pain, arthritis, any kind of knee injury that you're rehabilitating from, the reformer machine allows you to work and strengthen your muscles and your joints and get the gait pattern of hip motion, knee, and ankle without pain in the knees. We can go with a lighter tension all the way through to quite a strong tension depending on what your body is needing. Here I'm doing an exercise called prancing, where I'm alternating through my footwork, so I'm stretching and both strengthening my feet and my lower leg all at one time. Feels so good. We do single leg work because as humans, we move on one leg at a time. We walk and we run. So we want to make sure that we're strengthening both of our legs equally. So single leg work is really important to walking and standing and moving our body. We do coordination motions where we're alternating, we're moving our two legs differently. And throughout this rhythm, I'm still having to use my abdominals to help keep my spine nice and stable while I practice moving through my legs. One of the great things when you start Pilates is that you can be on the reformer and lying down on your back and getting the feedback and the support of the mat so that I'm in a nice safe position. The mat is letting me know where my spine is, and I'm having to use my abdominals and now my arms and mid-back to support my body in this position. But it's a really nice, safe, and gives great feedback while you're learning how to stretch, move, and breathe the Pilates way. So these are some examples of some of the movements that we can do on a reformer machine. And when you're learning, we might start you out lying down on your back and doing some of these motions just to help you get the idea of moving. And it is amazing what we can do on our back on the reformer machine. So if you have neck issues or shoulder issues, again, gravity is allowing all of those muscles to relax while we start to move and breathe and strengthen our body and move our joints. So we can work. So far what you've been watching, we've done some work through our legs and our feet and our calves. We have been using our core the entire time. We've added in some arms just a moment ago and some mid-back work. And now I'm working on the beautiful movement that we can get in our hip joint. Our hips are designed for mobility. So if you have issues anywhere in your body, really, we have to address hip mobility. So if you have back pain, hip, knee, ankle, we want to make sure that your hips have good mobility and stability. That feels better. So I hope that gives you a little bit of an idea of the equipment. We do lots of exercises sitting, on our knees and standing, but the lying down is where you would often begin so that you can learn the principles of Pilates, how to move and breathe and get the feedback and the safety of the mat. If you have any questions, drop me a line. You can just leave a comment below and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Thanks for watching.